Hello everyone, welcome back. In this lesson, I'm going to take you through how to understand Power Query better. So I'll just take you through some features of Power Query. So I'll go to transform data, hit on transform data. So that will take us back to Power Query. Let me just walk you through all the ribbons or the tabs available. So here, the new source is where you can get data from various sources. You can also enter data on Power Query. So data source settings is where you can come to. When you click there, you can see all your data sources in this. Yeah, it's either you want to edit permissions, so on a data source, so all those, especially if you are connected to a database. So you can edit permission, you can clear the permissions of database depending on what you want to do. So we have manage parameters. So we use this in when we are working on things like incremental refresh, this and all of that. So refresh preview is just to refresh this page, just assuming on the database or on the Excel you make some changes. You can either refresh this one you can see, or you can refresh all. Then advanced editor. So you can just click on advanced editor. Advanced editor shows your everything you've done on Power Query. By clicking on one button or the other, you get to generate all this code. This is the code that automates this process for you. So for anything you're doing on Power Query, it generates that code. Let me go to loan product, for instance. So go to advanced editor, it generates the code as well. So this is the normal thing we do. Choose column. You can, when you click on choose column, you can choose all the columns that you want to remain in the data set and all of that. So keep rows. So you keep using all this depending on what you want to do. We have used merge and append a lot and all of that. So transform, we use fill here. These are just features. You've used detect data type. Data type, you can change to any data type you want. These are just features that we use on depending on what you want to do with your data. So split column, we use split column just to split things. So we might apply this when we are cleaning up some other data in this series of lessons. So we might see how many more of these features on Power Query we can apply. So on add column, we've applied some things like conditional columns, custom columns, and column from example. We've applied things like that. We also have the format here, and so some date, time, futures right here. So the view, this also a very key part of let me go to my transaction table to properly show you this view. So there is what we call column quality. Column quality shows you if your column is good and is good to go. So let's click on column quality. You can see if there are any errors, if there are empty columns. So this is also good for you to see that, okay, my data is properly ready for a BI project. So this valid columns 100% all around, which is good for us. So if there is an error, you see the error right there. You see where the error is coming from. So I also advise that you should use this column quality a whole lot just to see that the quality of your data is good. So let's go to column distribution. So column distribution shows you the distinct values in a particular field. Like this now is showing that it's 897 distinct values. So 850 unique. Just very, 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 very nice feature. So it shows you what are the distinct values across your data set. Right. So let's go to column profile. So this column profile now, it shows you the statistics of any selected column. So let me go to, let me say, scan amount, for instance. So it counts the column, shows the mark, shows the mean, just plot a distribution for you just to see the statistics of all your columns. So these are really nice features, that especially the column quality side, where you get to see if there are any errors in your data, and also your column profile to see how your columns look like. So when you go to, let's use loans for instance, you can see everything. So you can see everything, distinct and unique values. Now this is because of the column, what is it called, column distribution, how it's distributed. So you can see it there, right? So this is just taking you around what Power Query, what all you can do with some things you can do with Power Query. Yeah, for the help, you can also go to the guided learning, some training videos are right there that you can also use. So where I will also take you to is, this is just this upper ribbon. This query side is where you have all your tables. It's where you have all the tables. Why on this your query settings, you have a very critical part here, this applied step. So you can optimize this applied step so that you will know, or on each applied step, in case you have a very huge cleanup, what you did on each. For example, let's go to our customer, for instance. So we can see that there is a whole lot here. Like this added conditional column, I didn't know what I did here. I didn't know the conditional column I added here until I come to these settings, click on these settings. So until I come there, then I can view that, okay, is the debit card description. So instead of going through this process, I can just click in here, or instead of clicking in, I can just right click and do rename. I can rename it as debit card description. So whenever I come to this query, I know that that is what I did here. So I can easily come here, and if I want to change anything in my debit card description, I can just come here straight ahead and change it. So this is just, so this merge queries, what did I merge here? I can't remember what I merged. So let me check it. Let me check it through these settings. Okay. So it comes out. So I know, so when I see what I merged there, then I can change the name. Like, okay, here I'm merging, okay, this is the balances. I'm trying to get the balances. So I can come and I can come here and say, I can call this, sorry, I can right click and rename and call this merge balances. So whenever I come back, I know that it saves me time. So in case I want to edit, this saves me a whole lot of time. So that is the way of, that is also a way of using this Power Query efficiently. So optimizing your applied step is a very key way of using Power Query efficiently. So all this on the view, all the query, column quality, column profile, and all of that. So once you have it, you can easily detect where errors are, and you can easily remove those errors or replace those errors with something else. So that will be all for this lesson. See you in the next lesson.